Did you know oregano isn't just one plant? There are actually many different types. Some are great for cooking, others are used for medicine, and some are just beautiful to look at. A few types even have all of these qualities together. They are all great for biodiversity, attracting bees and butterflies, and best of all, anyone can grow one, even in a small pot on a windowsill if you don't have a garden. Want to know which one you should choose? Well, I have selected 7 common types that you can easily find in garden stores. Let's compare them side by side and find out which one is right for you. Let's get started. Let's start with their appearance. Oregano can vary in shape and size. The shape can be rounded or upright. When they are in flower, the size can vary between 10 centimeters tall, that's 4 inches, to 80 centimeters tall, 2.6 feet. Most sit in the middle with around 50 to 60 centimeters high. The leaves can have different shapes, such as round or oval with a pointed tip. They can be shiny and smooth or soft and hairy. The botanical name sometimes describes the leaf. For example, Oreganum rotundifolium means round leaf, and Oreganum levigatum means smooth leaf. Their color can range from gray to gray-green to dark green. The inflorescence can be very different. Some are grouped in drooping hop-like forms with tiny flowers peeking through the overlapping bracts. Most form multiple roundish flower heads branched along the stem, and some form a flat-topped head. In all cases, the tiny individual flowers have 5 united petals, 4 stamens, and 1 pistil. The color can be light purple, pink, or white. Now, when do these flowers bloom? Oregano mostly blooms in the summer, though some varieties start a little earlier and last a bit longer than others. You might notice small changes in flowering times from year to year or depending on where the plant is growing. This happens because of things like temperature, water, and sunlight. So next we will look at each one of these elements and discover what the ideal growing conditions are for each plant. And we'll start with the cold hardiness. As long as your oregano has the right conditions, well-drained soil and no fertilization, it will usually be tough and only struggle in very wet and cold winters. Still, some oreganos are naturally tougher than others. Among these 7, Oreganum vulgare and Oreganum rotundifolium are the most resistant to cold temperatures. Using this chart, you can see which ones are best for your climate. But if your climate is too cold for any of these, you can always grow them in pots and move them somewhere warm and protected during winter. Now let's see how these different varieties can handle drought. Oregano plants are drought tolerant, so they can handle hot and dry weather. On average, they can go between 3 to 5 months without water, with common oregano being the least drought tolerant, while marjoram and Syrian oregano are the most resilient. However, during extended drought, they might go dormant, but they'll quickly bounce back with the first rains. Their tolerance to drought will depend a lot on your garden's conditions, such as sun exposure, soil type, wind levels, and mulch cover. Let's take a look at sun exposure. While some oreganos thrive in full sun, most will appreciate a bit of shade, especially in areas with very intense sun and sandy soil, where they can struggle and may go dormant to cope with the harsh conditions. Now that we know how to care for them, let's see what each variety can be used for. When we think of oregano, we often think of cooking, but some types are also grown for their ornamental beauty. Knowing the difference will help you pick the right one for your kitchen, your garden, or both. So let's dive in. Some oregano varieties are grown mainly for cooking, offering rich flavors that range from strong and spicy, like common oregano and Syrian oregano, to mild and sweet, like marjoram, often called sweet marjoram. While these culinary types also bring ornamental beauty with their pretty foliage and flowers, their main strength is in the kitchen. On the other hand, some oreganos are grown mostly for their ornamental appeal, such as smooth oregano with its elegant flower spikes, or round-leaved oregano, sometimes called ornamental oregano. These varieties look beautiful in the garden, but aren't the best for cooking. Now that you've seen what these 7 oregano varieties look like, what they need to thrive, and what they're used for, you're ready to choose the best ones for your needs. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like the one I put together comparing 4 Centolina varieties. See you in that video. Bye!